Welcome back, subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to the Šibenik Railway Station, and I don't know if it's working here or not. I don't know if it's a functioning railway station. I'm looking at the railway tracks, and they appear to be covered in rust. They're not nice and shiny that you'd expect to be if carriages are going over them on a regular basis. There are some really old buildings around this particular station, and we'll have a look. Once again, it's one of those stations where you've got the signals on the tracks indicating they're red for stop, I'm assuming. And once again, I'm no expert at railways at all. I just find them quite fascinating because they are some of that infrastructure that does stand the test of time. So we'll have a look, see what we see. I'll get the drone up if I can. I don't believe there's any restrictions with airports nearby here. And I can tell that it used to be a substantial station, maybe prior sort of World War II, maybe even up to the 90s. I don't know. I've got to find some old footage if I can to see what I see here. But to be fair, it does look abandoned. Or maybe a train would come here once a week. I don't know. I'll have to do some research. When I get the drone up, whatever research I find, I'll do the voiceover for that, and that'll give a little bit more clarity on what we're about to look at. Just bear with me. I have a tendency to ramble on and surmise a few things. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But once I do the voiceover, that's when I've done a little bit of research, and I can sort of use that information via references, so it's not me actually saying it. So anyway, we'll have a look and let's see what we see. Now, right away, to me, that looks like a bit of a signal box in the middle of your screen. It does look like the ones we have in Australia, and that's where I'm from. But it looks a lot older, with that stone being the major form of structure that's used to build it. There are quite a number of platforms here. I'm going to just guess and say that's where they did maintenance, and maybe where they put on freight or something, I'm not sure. And this is the station itself. Now, when I see things like that on the track, to me that suggests that trains cannot go any further than that point. And as you can see, the tracks themselves are quite rusty. But I'll have a look at the others. Maybe it's just for this one, but we'll see what we see. So there you go. There's a fuel depot over there for fuel, maybe for the diesel trains. So they're going to all be diesel because there's no overhead electrical things to make the trains go. So I'm assuming they're all diesel. I'm hoping they're not steam. That would be something good if one all of a sudden rocked up. And I'm not sure how often they do come, if they do come at all, to this railway station anymore. Now we've got this here, and it looks like maybe is where the trains get their brakes done, I'm guessing. I don't know. Those who are right into trains, I'm sure they'll be able to tell us pretty quick smart. And if you do know, by all means put it in the comments. I'd be interested. There's absolutely no one here I can talk to. It's isolated, which straight away tells me there's every chance that it is abandoned. But I still think it might have a train that comes once in a blue moon. I'm not sure. Now, on that part in the middle of your screen, if you look at the second story, there's some pink what appears to be either a t-shirt or some big pair of underpants hanging out the window. So someone lives there. They're using it as a housing thing. There's a scooter there, and at this end, with this stone building, I think that's totally empty. So here we have what I think is the workshops. I'll just stick that in there, see if I can see anything. I don't want to force anything open or open doors unless they're ajar anyway. So I'm hoping you can see something, because I can't see anything. I've got my hand as high as I can to see if we can see anything inside. Hope there was something in there. Maybe a train, I don't know. I can't tell. So there are the gates that brought you into this shed. And yes, it does very much look like it's a maintenance sort of area for trains or storage, I'm not sure. As you can see just on the other side there, all the lockers for maybe the workers. It really does just confirm that it's pretty much an abandoned sort of railway station. It really is a nice old station. There are cars parked here, and I don't know why, if it's not being utilised as a functioning station. Once again, I'll just show you down the end there. Right down the middle of your screen, you'll see those red lights that are on the actual track for the trains. So I don't know what that's all about. It's a bit like the other place in Zadar, where it also appears to be abandoned, but the lights on the tracks still operate. I'm hoping I can sort of see someone or talk to someone who might be able to tell me yes or no. The clock works. If you look at the straight across, it's 12 o'clock, and yes it is. You can probably hear the church bells in the background going off, so that all works. We'll go on that platform on the other side and see if there's someone there, and see if we can have a bit of a chit chat with them. So I've just made my way to what I believe is the signal room, or the signal house. Look, there is fuel here to be got. That looks like a proper diesel Bowser, and it does look like it's working. It's displaying, you know, the volume and the price and the litres. So I'm assuming that that's working. It looks like a little castle, this thing. It does. It looks like there's actually, if you look inside that window, does that look like a boiler in there? For water, maybe? Not sure. I'll see if I can go right around. I don't hear anyone, I don't see anyone. So we'll tiptoe around here. Hopefully we won't get in trouble. And if we do, we'll just plead ignorance and say, well, I didn't know. There's nothing to say, do not enter. So I'm going to plead ignorance. And hopefully that'll suffice. Otherwise I'll be in the lockup for trespassing. But there's nothing to say you can't walk around here. There is graffiti. Oh yeah, someone's made a huge mess of this place. Okay, so that sort of tells us what it's all about. They've vandalised it and they've graffitied it, just like everywhere else in the world. Why was I going to think of anything different? So we'll go through here. Got to watch the nails. And what do we got here? I can't really see. I don't really want to go there because I don't have any flashlights. There seems to be a hell of a lot of filters, brand new filters for like oil or air in a box back there. Someone's been through them, but just wrecked a few, but there's still a full box of those sort of things. Some paperwork. Interesting. Yeah, so I can now assume that no one, this station is not working. It can't possibly. Yeah, no one's working here. Sadly, it's been trashed. What it could be used for, I don't know. Maybe one day they will open it up. Who's to say? But it is a shame that it's been trashed. But the building itself seems structurally fine. It wouldn't take too much to clean it all up. Now there is a lady over there wandering around with a yellow vest or a high-vis vest. I've seen her a couple of times. I might go and have a chat with her. She seems to be doing laps every 10 minutes or something. We'll see what that's all about. Whether or not we can get in here, I'm not going to try. There's your entrance. I'm not going to try that to get into this thing here. So there you go. I think that's about it for the railway station. I'll get the drone up, give you a bird's eye view of where it's situated in relation to where the port is and the more historical side of the place. But yeah, this is a functioning Bowser. Absolutely. You can probably come here and fill your car up with diesel and no one would be the wiser. Okay, I'll go to the other side where the station is, walk along the platform there, and that should see us through. And yeah, get the drone up and see what it looks like. What I also find a little bit interesting is if you're a memorabilia person into all things trains, I'm surprised all these signs are still here. I'm surprised the one thing that hasn't been taken are all the signs. Maybe they have no value here. But I know collectors, I think they might probably like to get their hands on some of these signs. So all the signs are actually still displayed. The clock on this occasion also works really well. There is a nice map of Šibenik, or the layout of it all, which is good. That looks like something. I might go in there if that's open. That'll be great. Let's see what that is. Now I can inform you. I've just spoken to the what would you call? There's a lady in there, and is she the station master? Absolutely. I'm going to give her that title. She said the trains do operate. They operate 8 times a day, Monday to Friday. So the trains do come, and that is so surprising to me because it looks it looks a bit shabby. I think the local shire or council or whatever the governing body is for this town should get some paint and paint this place up. Once you go through those doors there, the aluminium doors, the glass doors there, it's really well presented. It's in really good nick. The lady looks terrific. She's in a really formal uniform. She presents really well, very informative, happy to help. But it must be very depressing coming out to this every day. It really needs a good clean-up, I think. I could be totally wrong, but that's just what I feel. So here's that clock that still works. I love the old signs. So there you go. Very interesting. So 8 trains arrive here per day. She said the next one comes in 13-something hundred hours. So that's in the next hour. Now the problem I've got was where I've parked, I can't stay that long. And I have seen the parking officers walking around. But anyway, that's totally sort of blew me away, the fact that it does operate, and 8 trains a day come to this location, which sort of makes sense, because then why would you have the signals at the end there in red if it wasn't needed? So there you go. Let's get the drone up And that should be the end of it, I think. Now, if you're curious on what kind of train arrives at this location, this is it. It's just as in a bad a shape as the station itself. So that's quite interesting. She's been hit by graffiti quite hard. And it's just the one carriage. Now, I'm just guessing, and I could be wrong, that this one also makes its way to Split and to Zadar, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's her. It's not very good. It's quite tragic. But it is what it is. So, at least I've been able to clean the numbers away. So that makes a bit more sense. You've got the diesel that they fuel it with, that we saw earlier. And boy, oh boy, you would think they'd paint it, but it is what it is. At least it's public transport. Just don't know what to say. It's not a welcoming sight. It's got a little plough thing at the front, I guess for snow, down the bottom there. I don't know. It is a sorry sight. I'm guessing and hoping the inside's a lot cleaner than the outside. And no, the other side is just as bad as both sides are pretty bad. They've even had to clean away the graffiti just to have the number displayed. I don't know what to say. It's quite tragic. But anyway, definitely no smoking on these trains. Don't know why not. It wouldn't make any difference. Anyway, so at least you now know what the trains look like that run along the coast. But this doesn't travel that far. I'm nearly 100% sure that this only travels from Zadar to Split, and then from Split into Zagreb, which is the capital. You get a much better train, also a much bigger train. So this is just like a little regional one carriage type all-in-one train. So there you go. Not sure if I can get I'm worried if I go in and grab a quick photo, then it might take off, but I'll try. This is what it looks like on the inside. So it looks very clean inside, most definitely. And it's actually got a nice smell about it, which is quite interesting. And there's a toilet on board as well. So there you go. So it's not as all bad and doom and gloom, but everything else is. So inside, very good. Toilet, very good. Just the outside needs to be freshened up with a bit of paint. So there you go. I'll get the drone up now. I think that's enough of this. So here we are at the end of this video of the Šibenik Railway Station. If you liked it, by all means, click on the like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing does not cost you 1 cent and it helps out the channel immensely. And most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.